Welcome to the Hermit Style Podcast with your hosts, Jimmy Bacon and Mike Runchuti. Talking all about the Dragon Ball Super Card Game, presented by Team TCG Mafia and produced by Lowbat.
Yo, yo, yo! What is up, everybody? It's the Hermit Style Podcast. We are back. It is February 3rd. It is a Wednesday, a new month. We apologize, guys. We did not get the podcast done last week. It was just too crazy, too much life things going on. But we are making up for it this week. Look, we got a special episode today. We were going to go into a bunch of different things, make it like a normal episode. But yet again, we had another special guest interview that went way too well. Went honestly way too long to do anything else. So we're just dropping the whole interview as the episode. And that's it. I think you guys are going to love the guest we have on. In my opinion, he is one of the best players in the game. And undebatable best content creator in the game. You guys are going to love it. Here we go.
Turtle School Weekly Focus.
All right, everybody. We've got our main topic today. We have a special guest on. You guys are going to be so stoked. If you don't already know, well, you know what? I'm just going to play the drop. Everyone knows when we get a guest on, I play a drop. So here we go. We got Joey Palladino, bro, from Crossroads. I was waiting to see if we get a what's going on, Dragon Ballers.
What's going on, Dragon Ballers? How we doing? I was waiting for the proverbial talking stick. I never want to take over someone's show, you know.
Oh no, bro, you're good. But yeah, bro, we're stoked to have you. I actually can't believe you're on.
I'm happy to be here, man. Glad to talk to both of you guys.
Hell yeah, dude.
See, Joey's one of my favorite people to talk to at events. A real funny guy.
Yeah, Miami was certainly a good time for sure.
Bro, I'm mad I didn't get to go with you and Peter to the arcade jank y'all went to. That shit was dumb.
I know. I don't know what was up with that. Some of the guys didn't want to go out, but in March we definitely got to hit it up. It was a lot of fun.
Are you going early or are you going on Friday?
I think I'm going to try and get in on Thursday. I still got to look at flights, but my goal is to get in on Thursday.
Yeah, I'm going to get in on Thursday, so maybe we can link up and do something. I'm trying to hit the casino. Like, I don't know why nobody went last time, but they said there's a real nice casino in Miami. I'm like, I gotta go.
I'm always down to chill at a casino, but I'm not much of a gambler myself. So maybe I'll play like a few hands of blackjack, but I'm not like.
I'm probably gonna gamble.
I'm not a fiend.
I'm probably gonna gamble a couple thousand, so you can just like sit there and laugh at me losing all my money.
I'll cheer you on, bro. Jimmy, you go to Miami or?
I am not, but I'm just laughing because I was like, oh man, you don't know, Mike's about to just gamble all of his money away.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whenever I get there, man, it's either I'm gonna leave with a bunch of money or I'm gonna leave with no money. There's no in between. Like, there's no reason I should be able to walk out and say, "Oh man, I only lost this amount." Nah, I want to walk out, I lost it all, or I won big time.
Bro, I just came up with a new motto. I like card games. How I like my gambling: high risk, high reward. You know what I'm saying?
That's good, actually. That is a good motto. I'm gonna start using that. I'm gonna say I got it from you.
Just trademark me on it, all right? Just throw me my royalties.
I will. I got you, bro. But you played in Connecticut, right, this past weekend?
I did, yep.
What'd you play?
I played a Red Broly, believe it or not.
Why'd you play that? I thought you were going to play that Red Gogeta deck.
So the Red Gogeta deck is tight, but so the main reason, like the initial reason why I played Red Broly was just because like I already got my invite in Miami, so I was going to Connecticut mostly because my friends are going, but it was also like a small cash tournament, so there was like incentive to try, right? So I chose to play Red Broly just because like I wanted to play quick rounds. I didn't want to go to time. I was just like, I'm going to play an aggro deck. I'm either going to win or lose in 20 minutes. And that pretty much, ended up working out. I was winning mostly in 20 minutes. But yeah, I think I had a really good build, but there was also like an analytical reason I wanted to play it too, because like you noticed, I'm sure, like in Miami, for whatever reason, no one was playing Red Broly. It's been like a trend even since set 11. Like, even though it's generally agreed upon, the deck is super good, but it just doesn't get a lot of play. So I wanted to actually play in a tournament setting myself, because like I've tested a lot online. I posted a lot of content around the deck, like my different builds and even like strategies for how to beat it and stuff like that. But I haven't been able to play it in a full tournament because I don't have a local near me, and obviously COVID and everything. So I wanted to play it at this tournament, and I definitely feel like I learned some things about the deck. It's obviously still incredibly stupidly good, but I definitely learned stuff about it.
You think it's as good as everybody advertised it to be?
So I don't think, and I also did not think before this tournament that it was tier 0. I've never felt that way. I trust me, like in this game, we've experienced tier 0. Like, we've experienced Mecha, we've experienced Super Shenron. This deck is not tier 0. It's very, very good. It does push some rogue decks out of the format, which I always hate to see when that happens, but it's not unbeatable by any means. There are some really weird decks that beat Red Broly that people would never expect.
Yeah, that's how I feel also.
We've been saying that since the deck came out. We're like, yeah, it's good, but it is not this tier 0 best deck. Can't play anything else in the format than everyone else is saying.
I totally agree. Yeah,
I thought Vegex was better the whole time. I was like, if I'm playing an aggro deck, I probably just play Vegex instead of Red Broly. But
I was like, bro, when I watched a red deck, I don't remember what deck it was, play against Red Broly, and they just had 3 shoes in hand, and we're just like, shoe. Next turn, shoe. I was like, oh, this is hysterical.
That's a bad time.
You're telling me the tier 0 deck can't beat a 1-drop shoe?
But
no, but you know what though? Like, I totally agree with you, Mike, in regards to like preset 12. Like, I think it's also generally agreed upon that Vegex was the best deck of that format as well. But like, even now, like, it seems like Vegex is a bad matchup for Red Broly. Just from the games I tested, like I lost to it in the tournament and from testing as well. Like, for whatever reason. And I can't even like pinpoint it's so weird. Like, I can't even pinpoint a reason. It's just like, for whatever reason, they're able to defend my all-in turn, and I can't really defend their all-in turn because Violent Rays doesn't really do much against their deck, and they have like the Kai 10k combos and super combos, so they just have like a ton of pushing power. It's so weird.
It's their Trunks is better than your Ba. That's what it is.
That's definitely part of it. Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
But so you got top 4, right? You guys didn't play it out?
Yeah, we got top 4 and we all split because we pretty much all came from like 2+ hours away. So we got top 4 and we all just said, yeah, we all got the invite, which, I mean, mine passed down luckily. So I didn't really screw anyone out of their, invite. It's actually pretty funny. The dude who got 9th place, like, came up to me, he's like, bro, thanks for winning, or not winning, but thanks for doing well in Miami because you passed your invite down to me. I was like, no problem. But yeah, so we got top 4. We just agreed to split.
Okay. Did you sign up yet for Miami? Because I know they dropped the registration and there was only like 46 spots left when I signed up yesterday.
I did actually sign up yesterday as well. Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
So I know there's gonna be a lot of sad people when they find out that it's capped at 100 and very, very many spots up there.
Yeah.
But I guess we talk about Miami. You did good in Miami with Dart Broly.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I say a lot of people are saying that the heartfelt plea isn't that good. How did you feel about it?
It's so weird, dude. Like, I try to break it down in my deck profile, but I feel like this is such a complex thing. Like, okay, surface level analysis, it's broken, right? Because you're playing an aggro deck, you awaken turn 2, turn 3, you have a turn 2, turn 3, 30k red battle card. So it just like makes all the sense in the world. But when you're playing the deck and like you look at top 5, you see a heartfelt plea, you put it to the bottom, like that is a ridiculously bad feeling. It almost makes you want to play 3 plea or 0 plea, but like 3 definitely feels like it'd be very clunky. I think 2 is probably the correct number, and then it's just like one of those things of like, if you see it, great. If you don't see it, whatever. And the downside is very, very mitigated. This is the number one reason why I think it's justifiable to play it. The downside is very, very mitigated because your super combo can bottom deck it, so it just gets dead cards out of your hand. So that's really good. I think at this point it is a card you should play 2 of. But I am still open to conversations against it.
Yeah, I was building the deck after we got back from Miami, and I put 4 in my deck. And I was like, I just wanted to see it so I could do the play. And it was like clucking my hand up. And I was like, man, I should probably just main deck this Piccolo Unison to discard these. That might be actually the move at this point, but I'm not sure. That sound bad or sound all right?
No, Piccolo Unison like definitely is a main deck card now. I think like
really?
That was a side deck. That was a side deck card that Dalen put me on. And at first I was like, all right, sure, whatever. Like, gets around Nimbus and Mecha Freeze is gonna be popular, so it makes sense. But like after its performance, like getting around Violent Rays is also incredibly important. Attacking into Vegeta Unison of Fury is also incredibly important. Like, to be honest, like the bane of my existence that weekend was Vegeta Unison of Fury. Like, don't get me wrong, like I had cards in my deck to out it, but I mean top 16 I just couldn't out it, so that really just screwed me over. But I think the Piccolo is a great unison for the deck because it's not limited to when it can attack, which is a big problem with all the other black unisons. And there's so many times where I had like on like turn two, I guess it would be turn two. I had like 6 30Ks in my drop. Piccolo put the 7th one in there. It replaced itself, and then I got to play a Dark Broly. Like, it synergized with the deck very, very well.
Yeah, that's why I lost to Daylon, actually. Game 1, he didn't realize what my leader did, and in Game 2, he beat me. In Game 3, I just couldn't out the Piccolo. I was like, oh, this is bad news. And I read it wrong. I thought that it said it gained 5K if it had 2 or more markers, but it's 5K for every 2 markers. So I just left it unchecked, didn't do anything. He had like a 30K Piccolo on me. I said, oh, man.
Yeah, that compounding power is like really strong.
Yeah. But so I remember you used to always say in your videos, you're just playing Dragon Ball Super until the Digimon card game comes out. So you've
been watching for a while, huh? Because that's old. That's kind of old.
It is old. I say, now the Digimon card game is out. Are you playing?
Nah, okay, so I've played.
Nah.
it's all right. How do I even go about explaining this? Okay, I love Digimon. Like, I am forever. I will always be Digimon over Pokemon. It means more to me as an IP. Like, I love the anime way more than I love Pokemon. Like, everything like that. The card game, as it stands right now, is just not for me. I was actually talking to Zuhair about this. I don't know if you guys know Zuhair.
Yeah,
he's one of the Canadian players. He has a lot of good Dragon Ball accolades as well. And I was talking to him the other day, and like, he's been playing Digimon more so than Dragon Ball, and that was just because it's like some stuff he had going on in his personal life that he made the switch over, which is totally fine. But he was saying too, like, Digimon, Dragon Ball is the better game than Digimon in terms of like being a competitive card game, and that's pretty much where I stand on it. Like, the lack of interaction is. I just don't want to lose that kind of stuff. Like, I've played the game. I played Chrono Clash. Like, I had fun playing Chrono Clash, played it casually with some friends. And that's kind of how I'm treating Digimon right now. But like, it feels so bad when your opponent just hits an advantage early and you can't really do anything about it. And you just inevitably lose because they have more attackers and you don't have removal, or you don't have a way to, like, floodgate their attacks. And people say like the memory locking thing is a form of interaction. And to me, that's the opposite of interaction. That would be like playing a hyper control deck in Dragon Ball that doesn't let your opponent play the game. So, the way it stands right now, it's not for me. But I'm going to keep an eye on it to see how it continues to change.
Okay, yeah, that's how I feel. Also, I had a deck. I had the purple deck. I had every purple card in the game, and I was just like, man, this is awful. I gotta sell all these cards, so I sold them all. But I'll keep looking because I do like Digimon. I've been a big Vmon fan since season 2. So I was like, maybe when more Vmon cards come out, I'll give it another shot. But until then, I'm out. So,
bro, I know it's super cookie cutter, but like, every single time in the original Digimon movie where like War Greymon and Metal Garurumon, like they come back from the dead basically and turn into Omnimon, like I almost shed a tear, bro. Like, that movie is so good.
So that's one of my favorite scenes from like a child is when in Digimon. It's when Matt punches the Digimon in the face. Like, he just like straight up punched the Digimon. I was like, oh my God. Because like at the same time as Pokemon Digimon going on, Ash would never punch a Pokemon.
Oh no.
But Matt said,
no.
Matt said
you gotta
that's
catch
about
this.
it, bro.
But
all right, so real question though. The Digimon theme song, right? Digimon, digital mon, well, whatever it says.
Yeah.
What does it say? All right, I'm gonna ask you. Digimon are the champions, or did you hear Digimon Garlic champions?
I definitely did not hear Garlic champions.
It says we are the champions.
No one, you never heard that?
No.
This is the first time I'm hearing this.
Bro, when I was a little kid, I'd always be walking around going, Digimon Garlic champions.
No, definitely we are the champions, bro.
No.
I bet it's one of those things where like you hear it once and you can't unhear it.
That's all I can hear, bro. I cannot hear we are.
I've had a few things like that where it's like, oh, you hear this stupid version of something and now you can't unhear it. But now for Digimon, I have not had that experience.
I say now I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it. I've been watching the new Digimon anime on Hulu, so
is it any good?
It's okay. It's a little darker.
The remake one, right?
Yeah, the remake. It's a little darker than before, which is cool because it's more of an adult audience. I've been waiting for the Digimon Survive game to come out for like 6 months. They told me during COVID it was coming out. I said, oh, I got something to play. And then they postponed it. And I said, hurt my heart.
I still gotta watch Last Evolution. I haven't seen that movie yet because it's not like on any of the platforms that I have.
It's not on any platform, I don't think. Actually, I've never seen it. I've only heard about it. So if I find it, if I find it, I'll bring it to Miami with me. Actually, because
That would be dope.
Dalen said I can stay with him. That's what he told me yesterday. So I imagine you probably staying with him again, right?
Actually, no. So like more of my teammates are going this time, so we're actually gonna get a room together. Just because like we would all be like able to stay with Dalen, but it'd be way too cramped. So it's gonna be like 4 or 5 of us.
Yeah, I'm just sharing a mattress with Amani at this point. I feel like we're on that level. He's seen me in my underwear now.
Yeah.
Whoa. I don't think you can just drop that without giving a story.
Oh, I didn't have swimming trunks, so we all went to the pool, and I just got in the pool with my underwear on. But it was very...
You know,
Huh?
Go ahead.
I say it's very weird because there was a bunch of people there. Like, this is like family, couples and stuff, and nobody says anything. I was walking around in my underwear.
So I saw that, right? Like, I saw Mike just immediately like, drop trow, and I'm just like, all right, this is... At first I was like, all right, this is pretty weird. But then I was like, I mean, I guess it's just the equivalent of him wearing a Speedo. Like,
yeah.
That's how I kind of rationalized it with myself.
That's how I rationalized it when I did it. Because I was like, this is bold. And then I was like, man, I want to get in the hot tub. But then I was like, man, there's some like ladies in there. This might be real wild. I can't do that. Yeah, he told me I stayed. So I was like, but I mean, I'm sure we'll all hang out. So I'm going to see. I got a couple of friends who really like Digimon. So I'm going to see if I can find that movie so we can bring it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, I already know we're in the same hotel. I just don't know exactly what room we're in, so we're gonna be nearby.
Okay, that's what's up. Oh, I was gonna ask you, what is the deck to play in Miami?
Yeah.
I know what I want to play, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna play because I always just play stupid.
I was gonna say
decks.
that is the question.
I always play the rogue decks. I can't help myself. I don't know. Something's wrong with me.
It's more fun. It's more fun to play the rogue decks, dude. Especially when you do well. It just feels so good. Like I know that feeling.
Yeah. So it's my favorite feeling, actually. It's like a euphoria that you don't get from anything else in the card game. You're like, damn, this deck.
Well, yeah, and also it saves you. Because hear me out, right? So like, if I go to a tournament with, I don't know, Mecha or Dark Broly, right? And I do bad. Everyone's like, damn, bro, you suck. Now, if I go into a tournament and win with it, they're like, yeah, whatever, bro. You play Dark Broly or Mecha. I'm like, okay. But if I go into this tournament with like U7 Gohan, and I beat everybody, they're like, holy shit, bro, you're a fucking god.
Yeah, I mean...
Hey, and if I lose, they're like, oh, you just played a meme deck, it's whatever.
That is how some people...
that high risk, high reward, right?
Exactly. I was like, I'm pretty sure if Battle Evolution is legal, I'm just going to play Android 21. I've wanted to play this deck for so long. And like, I was like...
Yeah, and I remember you talking about that. But that's like the whole thing, right? Because there's rumors going around, which I don't really think there's a lot of credence to these rumors, but there's rumors going around that the set's going to be delayed. So that really... is obviously going to impact PPG in March a lot, right? Again, I don't really think there's much credence to those rumors because George himself said that he didn't hear anything about that, but I have heard really just from one other person that their local got an email saying it was getting delayed. But again, I really don't think there's a lot of credence behind it.
I was going to say, Mike, have you heard anything?
No, I haven't gotten emails from GTS, and I do my local stores ordering and stuff like that, so I haven't got it. So it should be that weekend. But just in
that's
case,
what I'm thinking. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be delayed.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I was like, what's the deck you would play? You don't have to tell us what you're actually gonna play, but like, give us 2 options on what you think you would play.
Well, honestly, it's just so hard to answer that because like at least at the time of recording this, like I'm sure when this podcast goes live, like there's gonna be more reveals that have been shown. But at this point, all we've gotten is the green stuff for Battle Evolutions, which like I'm very, very underwhelmed with. Like the TN stuff, I think is not that good.
It's terrible.
The Rosie 3-drop is a standout good card, right? Like play that, your opponent pitches 2, and then it gains triple attack.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Nappa stuff we've seen so far, I also am not like in love with. So far I've only seen the red and the green stuff. We've seen like one or 2 cards from the Android 16/Android 21 stuff. That stuff does seem cool, but I need to see more of the archetypes for that. So I guess like if you're asking me without Battle Evolutions in mind, it's so hard to answer. So I think I can answer you in the reverse. And what I mean by that is I think Mecha is one that's kind of going to fall off as time goes on.
I agree.
So I don't think that. Yeah, so I don't think that's like a really valid pick. I think Dark Broly and Red Broly just remain as strong as ever. But I really think like other decks can step up to the plate. Like, I think Launch can step up to the plate because you have answers for Red Broly. You have like Violent Rays, you have Topo. Violent Rays also applies to Dark Broly as well. And Launch is picking up popularity more and more. And I actually wrote an article about this a couple days ago, and I was talking about Jiren. So obviously, shout out to Mike for that. Talking about Jiren.
Hey.
That's another deck like Red Broly, Dark Broly. don't have barrier answers. So like, what do they do to a leader that just takes no damage, right? So I've heard a lot of people talk like they think the format is going to be very, very stale. They think the format is going to stay stagnant even up until PPG in March. I disagree. I think there's a lot of room for innovation. Believe it or not, I think also Black Hatchiyak is also a legitimate pick going into March.
That's a real deck. I played against the guy on Butter's team. I don't even remember the name of their team, but the guy Abnul. I don't want to know if I might be saying his name wrong.
I know you're talking about. He's from Florida. Yeah.
I played against him in teams on Sunday, and I was playing Mecha, and he was playing Hatch, and I couldn't win. Like, he didn't beat me. Like, we drew, but I just couldn't win. I didn't see any avenue of winning. I was like, how do I win this? And then I played
Go ahead.
I played Zeno on him, ripped 3 cards out of his hand, attacked, he petrified it, and then stole it with the Toa. I was like, oh my god! I was like, this is not a good time at all.
That's hysterical.
But I mean, he didn't have a way of winning either because he couldn't attack with the cell, and we were in time. I mean, deck's really slow, but
right.
I mean, I guess if you just steal game 1 off somebody, you're never losing game 2, right? You're not even finishing at this point. So there's got to be a real deck.
That's my thing with Hatch is like I could never play that deck because for me it's like super boring. But if I was that type of player that could play like an ultra control deck like that, I would totally play it because I actually believe in it that much. Like every single deck right now, at least the top 3, like Mecha, Dark Broly, Red Broly, they need to go somewhat wide to win the game, right?
Yeah.
And Hatch just absolutely prevents that. Like Dark Broly, what do? Swing at 130k every turn? Like that's not gonna get you anywhere.
And they have blockers in that deck, so it's like that's not even gonna do anything at all to them. So.
Right, even Red Broly, like, yeah, you can swing your 5-drop every turn, but block, right? Like, you don't have great answers to blockers unless they're 5k power, but they can play bigger blockers than that.
I say it's definitely worth looking at. I don't think I'm going to play it, even if Battle Evolution is illegal, but I definitely expect someone to play it. It's one of those decks. I think Turles is the deck to play.
That was my next question. I want to see what Joey thought of Turles.
I used to be way more on the deck. I was really enjoying it, testing it pre-release of set 12, but the more I've been playing it, I don't know, the more I've, I guess, fallen off of the deck in the sense that like I have a mid-range build that I really, really want to play, but I feel like you have to play it like Marcel played it, and Marcel played it like, I would call it like clapback deck. Like basically the goal of his build was just survive Dark Broly's all in turn, survive Red Broly's all in turn, and then just fruit them to death on the clapback. And that, it's just not how I want to play the deck, but I think the deck is very good at doing that. So I could definitely see a world where Turles is the play.
Yeah, I say that. I watched a lot of Silk Michaels games on the webcam this past weekend, and I was like, this deck is a lot better looking than I thought it was. Like, because he played
it's super free. Like everything the deck does is so free. Like imagine how busted like what's that guy's name? Rating Spirit Son Gohan was back in the day. Like Calm went to play this 15k attacker.
Yeah.
The deck is just all of that. I mean, granted they're not as big of attackers, but like combo a guy into play, he searches you a card, combo a guy into play, he summons another guy and draws you a card, like, and then he's a blocker. The deck is just super free. Does super free stuff.
See. That's one of my picks. How do you feel about Invoker? You think it's real, or do you think Miami was a fluke? I
think it was just a result of a player who has one trick the deck for 3 sets in a row. Like I don't think Invoker is that good. I think he was just the best player in the room on Invoker. Like, if you know what I mean? Like if anyone was going to play Invoker, it was going to be him. And it's not that surprising he took it that far with his experience level on the deck. But like, then immediately comparing that, my friend Danny Wynn, some people know who he is, but he hasn't played too much in more recent sets. But he went to the Connecticut event with me. He wanted to play Invoker, and he played Legends list almost card for card, and he did not do so well. Like, there are so many good aggro decks right now that I don't think it's a good environment for Invoker. But again, if you're someone like Legends who has infinite experience with the deck, you're poised to do very well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a great pick for the common player.
I think it definitely rewards the time you put into it.
I agree.
Those decks.
I just picked the deck up off my buddy. I traded him my baby deck and 250 for the Invoker deck. Felt terrible because I didn't want to get rid of my baby deck, but I was like,
right.
I can't pass up picking up Apex again because I've had 4 Apexes so far since this came out, and I've gotten rid of all of them while they were so low. I was just like, I don't play a deck. I'll get rid of it. I don't care. And now I'm looking at the price of it. I'm like, I'm an idiot. I need to pick one back up. So I had to do what I had to do. But I was like, I don't know if I'm going to play this. Like, I was considering it, but I think it's wrong if I play it because I don't have enough reps with it. And I just feel like there's going to be some crazy aggro deck I'm going to lose. I was just like, I don't want to do that to myself. So
it's so funny, dude. Like, the deck has barely any combo power in it. So I really do feel like if you don't know how to use every single card in the deck to its maximum potential, like, you're gonna get shotgunned and just die. Like, I don't know.
I'm leaning towards Dark Broly if I can't play nothing off the wall. If I can't find anything, I'm looking right now though. I'm like, there's got to be something out there. Like,
yeah, I think there's definitely safe picks. Like, I think Dark Broly is a super safe pick. I think Red Broly is a safe pick. I think like I said, I think Mecha is gonna start to fall off as time goes on. But yeah, as far as like other like less expected things, I think Launch is real. I think Jiren's real. I think Hatchiyak is real.
Do you think that that yellow Frieza deck Amani was playing is real?
So my thing with that deck is I think the way he built it, him and Justin built it, was actually quite good. Like, they definitely looked at some things in that deck that I didn't look at. But I think when you're just looking at a control deck, I think there are just better control decks to play. I think that's the problem with that deck.
Yeah, I mean, we were saying like if Mecha was not around, that may be the yellow leader that everyone would gravitate to.
Yeah, I say like I think that people would play that leader if Mecha Frieza wasn't just Mecha Frieza. It's just a better deck, right? So, but I was like, man, I didn't like losing $10 to that deck. I was like, now I want to play it. So
yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I don't know. It just feels like tapping 5 for a boss monster just feels very. Or okay, I shouldn't say that because Apex is tapping 5 for a boss monster, but tapping 5 for the boss monster in that particular Frieza deck just doesn't feel amazing to me.
Oh no, I don't want to play. I don't want to play that card in that deck. That shit seemed awful. Every time he played it, I was like, that wasn't good. It's that other Frieza, the 3-drop.
It's good against Blue Baby though.
Yeah, fuck that card.
Yeah, that 3-drop. That 3-drop of the Crusher Ball on legs, yeah, that card's pretty good.
Yeah, I was like, why is this card Crusher Ball on legs and draws a card? I was with double strike. I said, hold on. That card's pretty cool. It was messing with me a lot. I was like, it made me want to try it. I haven't put it together yet, but maybe I'll put it together. But there's no way I play that in Miami. But so.
Well, actually, hold on. Going back to Turles, I have a question from Joey's last video. He did not release the nicknames that he has for Raisin and whatever the heck the other guy's name is.
Dude, you guys pay attention to detail, man. Oh my god.
What are the nicknames, bro? Because I have my nickname.
Lefty and righty, man.
That's good.
That is good.
That's real good.
So
lefty and righty.
My nickname is the 2 Raisins are the Ballsack Bros. But here's the thing though. You have the Ballsack Bros and Cockboy, who's a super combo.
Oh my god.
He does look like that though, actually. His name is like what, Kakao or something like that?
Bro. Bro, my thing for him was Zoidberg. That dude's Zoidberg for me.
Zoidberg. I like that.
It's a very ugly archetype. Like the art for the cards are very ugly. I'm like,
yeah, but
it's an old non-canon movie.
Bro, outside of those though, the deck is beautiful.
Yeah, the foil.
Oh my god, the Tree of Might
extra card,
and the fruits.
Yeah, they look good. And Kill Driver foil looks good, but
I was saying the foil Tree of Might literally looks like someone put a little mini 2-inch 4K TV in the middle of my card, bro. And it's just playing the movie.
Bro. No, but like Mike said, like foil Kill Driver, that card actually looks really, really nice. Like like the, I don't know, the energy wave around everything. It almost looks like a yellow card. And you know when a card looks like a different color than it actually is.
Oh,
you
it's
know,
gotta be good.
The art is kind of crazy.
I do like that. So my other question is, what made you start doing the YouTube content for the game? Like, what made you decide to jump in?
Okay, for sure. So I've been doing this for almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years in April. I can't believe it's almost been 3 years. So originally I got into the game in the middle of set 2. So I got into the game, I think it was like a week or two before the draft box came out with the Mecha Frieza leader. And obviously we all know how that turned out, but that's slightly unrelated.
Great time to join.
Right. The set 2, dude, that was so much fun. And then like right when that Mighty Heroes thing came out with the Overrealms, that was so cool. And then Mecha Frieza came out and that was kind of lame, but so I got in around that time, and then set 3 happened, and I obviously started playing Mecha because I came from Yu-Gi-Oh originally, and I won't dwell too much on this, but I came from Yu-Gi-Oh originally, and I had a competitive card game background. So Mecha came out. Obviously, it was the deck to play in set 3. So I picked it up. I picked up Mecha Apes particularly, I went to ARG San Jose, which was, I think at that time it was what they were calling pre-regionals. I think it was.
Yeah, the fake regional jinx where they were like, they're like ARG regionals, and then nobody got an invite to nationals based off of them. I was like, this is
yeah.
I was like, this is a hoax.
Yeah, it was weird, but it was a 500 player tournament, so it was definitely still big hype. I still remember that event like clear as day. It was so fun. Like, one, getting there with my friends. Two, it was absolutely a huge tournament, so it just felt like prime time. It was so cool. But I went to that tournament, my first, I guess, whatever you want to call it, premier event for Dragon Ball. I ended up getting top 32 with Mecha Apes. That was really cool. And I just felt like I was starting to understand the game. But then once they announced like the nerf to Mecha, I started building these weird decks. Like that yellow Kidku leader. I don't know if you guys remember him from set 3.
Yes,
but like I built him. Yeah, that leader to me was one of my favorite leaders of all time. Like, I loved like tapping one of my guys to lock one of my opponent's cards. So like I built that with veggies, with like Shugesh and everything, and it was just like a new way to play like yellow veggies. And that was like one of my first deck profiles I posted on my channel. So basically the idea of opening up the channel was like, there's not that many channels out there right now. I have some wacky ideas for decks. I just want to post them. So I just started posting like that. And at the time I was living in California. I was doing a year in school in California. Originally I'm from New Jersey, but went to college in Boston. I know it's a lot of like jumping around, but so eventually I finished my year in California, and that's actually where I met like Marcus and all the Shenron's Lair guys. And then I moved back to Boston to finish my last 2 years of college. Kept up with the channel, kept going to events, luckily kept doing well. So I guess you could say my channel had a little bit more rep behind it, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's important,
and
I think.
Yeah, definitely. It's so funny too, because like, again, coming from Yu-Gi-Oh, like when a content creator in Yu-Gi-Oh tops, it's like a huge deal. Like, it never happens. But luckily I was able to keep some streaks going, which was pretty cool.
I've been following you since I want to say, man, it was after the first Nats. So like after first Nats, I think that's like when I started following your YouTube channel. And I was like,
okay, yeah, cool.
I gotta meet this guy. And I met you at the ARG Invitational in Atlantic City. I was like, this guy's cooler than I thought he was gonna be, because every YouTube Yugi personality person I met was a dickhead. I was like, I do not like.
You know what? I've only met one of them, and that was Alex Simo, who I met him at a PPG event because he was doing like some commentating for them, and he was actually super cool. Like, he gave me a lot of advice for like just like generally doing YouTube content and stuff. I really appreciated that. And then one time at a ARG for Dragon Ball, I saw DZ, and I just went up to. I still watch both their videos. Like, I still just watch Yu-Gi-Oh content just because it's something to listen to and whatever. So I went up to him. I was like, "Oh man, I like your videos," and he kind of was like, "Oh, thanks," and just immediately walked away. So I don't want to call him like I don't. He was probably just like worried about the tournament and stuff. I get it.
He's being a dickhead, because it's one of those things where like we do our podcast, and every time someone has came out and said something to me since I've been doing this podcast, I talk to them. They literally came out their way to talk to you for a reason. Like, why would you why would you brush them off?
It's the coolest feeling, actually.
I don't know. I don't like him.
Yeah.
Met a capital G. I met him. It was terrible. I did beat him though when I met him, so I guess that was probably. It's not the point though. It's like I was like, "Hey man, big fan of your stuff." He's like, "Yeah, whatever," and walked off. I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, no, I always try to do the same thing you guys are talking about. Like, actually in Connecticut, I met this gentleman named Matt. Shout out to you and your son. They both came up to me. They were playing in the event, and they were both like, "Oh, we love your content." His son had to have been like, I want to say maybe 12, 13 years old, and he was playing Turles, and I was like, "Oh, did you look at Marcel's profile? Did you build it yourself?" He was like, "Oh, I tried to do a little bit of both, like watch your video and tried to like do some stuff I learned from you, blah, blah, blah." It was so cool. Like, it was awesome talking to them. I definitely try my best to talk to everyone who watches the channel, because without them, I mean, where would we be, right? We wouldn't be doing what we're doing.
Exactly.
So 100%.
My favorite feeling is when someone messages me, they're like, "Hey, I listened to your podcast and I took your advice and I won locals."
Oh my god.
I'm like, yo,
bro.
That's what I'm talking about.
I love
man.
that.
That's awesome.
Always seeing someone be successful off of something you told them. I'm like, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. No, that is the coolest feeling. Because I was gonna say, I started following Joey after he beat my ass in Atlantic City.
Oh, the year before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You probably don't remember this, but
I remember that's how we met, but I don't remember how the game went, to be honest.
Oh, you destroyed me. That's how it went. It was not a game. That's why you don't remember.
Okay, wait. So was this the where I played Kiku or where I played SS3?
This is your SS3. I was at the one where you played Kiku.
It was not. It was Hercule.
Okay. You're talking about the regional.
That was
the regional.
That was
No, but you get your invite to Nats.
Yeah, but we're talking about the invitational tournaments, the ARG invitational.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what I
there's
meant.
been
like-
different tournament then.
Yeah.
There's like 17 Atlantic cities we got to go over. Yeah. So,
But yeah,
and what
I was
so
playing
I do
Cell
remember
Chain.
meeting you there. You were playing Cell Chain. Okay. Yeah.
And
yeah,
I remember talking to Mike before the event, and Mike was like, yo, there's this Hercule deck some of these dudes are on. He's like, I think it's pretty good. And I looked at Mike, I said, I don't know what that shit does, but I don't respect Hercule.
It's so funny. It's so funny because in that format that you're talking about, like Hercule decimated Cell Chain. Like it was so easy to like you just stall your awaken, you let them Cell Chain you, and then you flip draw 5 cards. But
It was miserable.
what was funny was the format immediately after that, like then Cell Chain got the Deadly Defender, and then like Hercule just couldn't win. Like it was wild.
Well, because I was what happened? Oh, I just needed one more win, right? The top. So I was like, I play against you, and I was like, I'm playing, and then as soon as I start seeing what your leader does, I was like, oh, I'm in for a real bad time. So
I'm playing hand control. My opponent's leader draws a lot of cards.
Yeah. I was like, this sucks. And it was funny because Mike kept telling me, he was like, bro, a whole event, he's like, bro, I think you need to respect this Hercule deck. And I was like, dog, I don't care about Hercule. And then he said it so many times. I grabbed my friend Sawyer, and I was like, Sawyer, you know about this Hercule deck, right? He was like, yeah. And I was like, how does Cell Chain beat it? He was like, I think it's pretty bad for you, bro. And he was like, just try and play those crit androids and attack with them. And I was like, are you serious? Like, that's my only bet. He was like, I think so, bro. So,
bro, that tournament was so cool because like it was truly the one time in this game so far that there was like a secret deck. Like that deck was, and luckily I was on the team that developed it, like Sherman's Lair at the time, and like that deck, like so many people I sat across from them, they were like, dude, what is this deck? Like, and then there was another secret tech. So like some people had heard about it because like I guess the info got leaked to some other teams, but like not everyone was on the Demigras secret rare, and that was like the super secret sauce. Like I sat around a couple of mirror matches, and they were playing like the Goku Oob SDR. I was like, all right, I'm just never charging the 6. I'm gonna play Demigras, and you're gonna be dead. So that was like the extra. And then the next level sauce, which I actually was not on, and I was very upset that I was not on it. This is actually a Pat O'Neill tech, and he was also on Sherman's Lair at the time. The yellow sideboard for the tricolor deck. That was like that was like level 3 secret sauce. Like you main deck the yellow super combo because at that point any super combo worked for a WMAT leader, and then you side deck like 4 crusher balls and then like some other yellow nonsense, and that's how you beat the mirror with Demigras SCR.
Bro.
Like that tournament was so cool because of all those levels of like complexity.
Jimmy also lost the pack.
I was gonna say Joey's coming at my pride right now, bro.
To be fair, I didn't know you played against Pat. I'm sorry.
So I just need one win, right? So I'm like, okay. I like it's like if I was like when I play you, I'm like, okay, if I beat this guy, because I didn't know who you were at the time. I was like, okay, if I beat this guy, I win. And then I'm like, oh, well, okay, this guy apparently is just phenomenal at the game and beat my ass. So all right, now I'm in a bracket a little bit lower. I was like, well, this is even better, right? And I just need one win. I'm in there. I go against Pat O'Neill playing the same deck. I said, oh my God. I looked around all the people by me. No one else is playing Hercule. I said, oh, sucks to be me.
That deck was the secret sauce.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, that's a pretty unfortunate run.
I think that's that was the secret deck, and there's also that Vegeta Energy Lock deck. I felt like that was a secret deck only because like it had just came out.
But Matt released it. Pat was furious, bro, because we were all. It was me, Jordan, Sawyer, and Pat and Nick. It was because it was the weekend at Otakon.
Yeah, I know. I played against an Otakon several times.
We're in the room, and Pat starts just fucking yelling, bro, because he's like, I can't believe you fucking posted that list. I was going to play. I can't believe you. He was so mad that it got leaked.
Hey, man, I say all of PPG was on that deck. Like Peter, Marcel, they all played that deck at Otakon. I was so glad I didn't go to that ARG Invitational that year. I had an invite to that Invitational, but I was like, man, I need to get my invite for Nat, so I went to Otakon instead. I was like, all right, I made the right call. But
bro, after they did all the weird stuff with like force ejection mass sand and all that stuff, like I couldn't even follow like how the deck worked anymore, and they just ended up banning it. I was like, yeah, this is fine. Just
that's cool.
Get it out of here. I still to this day am not sure what the ruling was on that. Like I was like, something seems off about this, and then they were like, oh, you can do it. Then they're like, no, you can't do it. I was like, I don't know at this point, man.
Yeah, it got so dumb. But so another secret deck, if we're just gonna go on this topic, I won't like drag it on too long. But I don't know if you guys remember. I don't know if you guys remember ARG Connecticut. I guess it was 2019. My friend won the event, and this is at this time Hermit Storm was like an actual thing, like, or was the thing, okay. I guess. And my friend won the event with Red Blue Hercule playing Mighty Mask. I don't know if you guys heard of this or remember this.
I do not remember that.
I do love some Mighty Mask though, so please tell me more.
Yes, so this is ARG Connecticut, and it was a smaller size event. It was like 65 players. I mean, all your New York people were there, so obviously those were high profile players there, and there were other high profile players as well. So my friend won the event, went undefeated against Storm, and the funny thing was the deck like actually had a positive Storm matchup because you just drew more cards than them, and your battle cards were beefier. So it was Red Blue Hurrigarn. He played Mighty Mask on 2, Digging Deep on 3, and then just like, bean, attack, you're dead. So that was like the super secret deck of that tournament, and that was super cool. But yeah, I do have the video on my channel. But yeah, that was like a one and done. Like no one ever picked it up and did anything with the deck after that.
I'll be honest with you, I'm going to find that video after this. Like, so when we go get lunch, I'm gonna go look for this video because I do like Mighty Mask. That's one of my favorite times in Dragon Ball history.
That deck was sweet, man. That deck was super sweet.
But I say, so next thing, I saw you say you were doing a comic. What type of comic you doing, man?
Yes, so I'm in a very, very fortunate position where I just graduated school. I'm unfortunate in the sense that COVID is happening right now. So like finding an actual job has been impossible, but I mean, that's everyone in the world. So I can't really just complain about that myself. But I moved back home, just finished school. I'm doing my YouTube stuff. So I do have some sort of income, which super grateful for that because I'm really passionate about it. So even though it's more so like not a career yet, I am very fortunate where I live at home and I get to do something where I'm passionate about it. And with all that being said, now that I'm at home, I'm doing my YouTube thing, I have some sort of income, I have time to work on another passion of mine, which is comic books. Like, I don't know, it feels really cheesy to say, but like fiction has just been like one of the biggest driving forces of my life. Like I for whatever reason, I'm able to really pull things like, writers want you to know themes, they want you to know morals, they want you to learn lessons out of that kind of stuff. And that's always just stuck with me as a kid, even into adulthood. So it's something I've always been very passionate about. I've been working on a few comic book scripts. I finally finished my first one that I'm really, really happy with. So I made a post amongst my close friends, like, hey, who wants to read this? Give me feedback on it. Had some people read it, give me feedback on it. And it's not, it's not like a Picasso masterpiece, my first script, right? I've had people come back and say, oh, maybe you should look at this, maybe you should look at that. But generally, which makes me feel really good, they've all said, I really enjoyed this. This is really cool. I like what you're doing here. So yeah, I'm writing a comic book script. It's I really pull a lot of my inspiration from anime and from American comics. So like Marvel, DC, that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I guess you could say I really actually would love to successfully blend like anime and American comics. Because I think there's so much in the middle there that people love both of them. And I think you can really just like blend them together really, really well. So the one I'm writing right now is like it's like an organized crime story. Like there's gangsters involved, mafia involved, demons of hell involved. There's a lot of things. So it's very, very cool.
That's sweet.
That I'm really enjoying it.
I'm a big fan of comic books, actually. I have like a pretty large comic book collection. I'd love to read it, actually. I'm a huge comic book fan. I didn't know you were into comic books like that until I saw that post you made. And I was like, hey, I didn't know he did comics. So,
hey, man, if you guys want to read it, I would love to get some. The more feedback, the better.
Sweet. Hey, send it to me.
More feedback.
Me
too.
I read a lot of comic books, actually. I probably spend monthly, spend around $70 on comic books, and I get them at cost. So I do a lot of reading of comic books. What's your favorite comic book that you read that from somebody else, like from DC or Marvel? What you into?
So I actually just finished Sandman, which Sandman was amazing. Actually,
that's a classic.
Okay, Sandman was incredible, but also very, very weird. Like if you're into comics, if you're into like the superhero thing, Sandman is not quite that.
No, that's the supernatural stuff.
Right, and I do like that stuff a lot. Which, like you heard me say, demons is in my story, so like I do pull from that. But there's like a lot of branching things in that book that are weird. My favorite, some of my favorite stories. I love Daredevil. Daredevil is one of my favorite heroes, just because like the faith thing he deals with like resonates with me. Also the fact that he's like a really grounded character, deals with a lot of real life nonsense. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I know that's super cliche to say. But actually what's funny is over more recent years, I used to be like all Marvel, DC sucks, that kind of thing. But like over the past couple of years, like I've been getting really, really into DC. They've been writing some banger stories. Like
you can't see Mike's face, but he looked disgusted.
I say DC's books are better than Marvel's books to me.
In the past 5 years, 100%,
yeah.
100%.
Like I'll even go as far as saying the new 52 and up is better than everything Marvel was putting out to me. That's how
all new, all different Marvel was absolute trash. Like.
Yeah. I say I love the X-Men a lot. So like my first comic book I got into when I was a kid was X-Men. You know, my dad was like, "Oh, it's X-Men." My dad's Italian and my mom's black. And my mom is like, I'm not gonna say no activist or nothing like that because she's not. But like, she grew up in the South, so she dealt with a lot of racism. And she was like, "I'll buy you X-Men books because it talks about racism." And I was like, as a kid, I'm like, "Where's the racism?" But as I'm reading it and I'm like, I'm just learning more. I'm like, if I put the word black where the word mutant is. This is talking about racism. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. So I've always been a big X-Men fan. But overall, I'm not a big fan of Marvel's books like that. Like, I do like Daredevil, the fact that Bullseye's sole mission in life is just to fuck his day up, bro. That shit is hilarious. Like, he just, like, kills his girlfriends, just always fucking with them. I'm like, this guy is hilarious. And I'm Spider-Man. Everybody loves Spider-Man. It's hard not to like Spider-Man, right? Because it's Spider-Man. But the stories are always weak and, like, very family-friendly. But DC has so many good dark stories. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the funny things too. Like that is working to their favor in the comic book industry, but like in the movie industry, it's the exact opposite. Like everyone loves how Marvel is like fun and hilarious, but the DC movies haven't been hitting right because they're way more gritty and like less fun, I guess you could say.
Yeah, but when I'm reading, I'm not looking for fun. I'm looking for an escape from like the fakeness of real life. Like, I want something real, something like, you know what I mean? That I can hold on to. So I say I'm a big DC fan. Like the Batman's whole new 52 line was good. Even the new Batman line is good. I thought it was great how the Justice League had Superman just be useless all the time. In every new 52 book, Superman was just trash.
They needed to do that. They've actually, and I used to like, one of the biggest reasons I didn't like DC back in the day, I hated Superman. He was like, this guy's way too OP. Like he's just boring overall, but they've done a really good job of like turning him around as well. Like making him a bit more grounded. What they did with New 52 Superman when they brought back the old Superman with the beard, like that was really cool. That was really cool as well.
Yeah, and the book with his son that they do now, him and Bruce's son, I like that book a lot too. I was like, that's a good book.
Super Sons. Yeah, Super Sons is legit.
Yeah, but we're getting off topic. We're talking comic book stuff like that. And Jim don't read
I'm
no
sitting
comic
here
books.
like, but sounds cool, guys.
Yeah, send me your comic book, man. I'm super interested in reading because actually I do love comic books. I love reading. I went to school for teaching. I teach, and I'm always like just big into reading. I sit around and just read all the time. So I say send it to me.
I will send it to you guys. I was gonna
say I don't read comic books like that, but I will definitely read yours. So
it's
I mean, if you're interested, that's cool. If not, I totally understand. It's up to you.
Who you got for the Super Bowl?
Well, that's a good question.
To be totally honest, I have fell off of football so hard in the past like 5 years. I used to be a big Giants fan, especially when I played football in high school. But past 5 years, I really could not care less. But anyways, between these two teams. I would like to see Mahomes bring it home, just because like I think Tom.
Yep.
I actually like I do like know like the surface level stuff about like the current football season and everything. Like I feel like Mahomes is the next great compared to Tom Brady. You know what I mean?
It's actually a wild Super Bowl if you think about it.
That's what I always been saying since I seen him.
Absolutely.
I was like, this guy is the next like great quarterback of our time.
Which is wild because he's playing
he's playing the former
it's
great
so
quarterback
crazy.
At the time.
Tom Brady beat his own record for being the oldest quarterback in the Super Bowl this year.
I'm impressed. I just don't want to see Tom Brady win. I'm over Tom Brady. I want to see Patrick Mahomes do well. And then I just recently found out that Patrick Mahomes' father played on the local baseball team here.
Yeah. The Norfolk Tides.
Cool. Even more reason to root for him,
Yep.
So
that's funny.
But
yeah.
What you gonna say, bro?
Just like being an old Giants fan, like we obviously we had the Patriots number, right? With like two Super Bowls over them, and like Tom Brady's like a cool dude, whatever. But like I feel like just being a former Giant, or I guess
cool
you could
dude,
say
but we
like
beat his ass.
Hey man,
right.
You got to go against him because you were a Giants fan, so you got to go against him.
Pretty much. And again, I think the guy's a cool dude, but like, yeah, no, it's Not happening.
Fuck Tom Brady forever. For everybody in New York. That's how I always feel about it. Just every time I've been in New York, nobody ever says anything nice about Tom Brady. They're like, nah, fuck the Patriots, fuck Tom
no
Brady.
shot. No shot.
But Jim, you got anything else for him?
I feel like we talked about a lot. I'm like going back there. I don't want to like repeat anything, but
you know what? I got a question for the listeners. Who's your favorite leader of this format? Like rogue or meta leader? What's your favorite one?
My favorite leader, like leader alone, like not counting like the deck and stuff. You mean, or
you can count the deck too, like everything that goes with it. What's your favorite deck to play?
My favorite deck to actually just play the game. It's got to be something that branches out, and I would probably like something that's like not so linear. So like Dark Broly wouldn't really apply, Red Broly wouldn't really apply. Mecha, I think, is the most fun to physically play, just because like you have a million different play lines. I always think that's really, really fun when that's the case. And I think this format, that's probably the number one deck where that's like a thing where you have like a million different play lines. So I'd probably say Mecha is the most fun to play. And that's like the number one reason, like going into Miami, I was easily the least confident player in our hotel room. Cause like I was between Dark Broly and Mecha. And I knew Dark Broly was like the stronger pick, but Mecha just seems so fun. And like generally I play decks that have like a lot of branching play lines. I generally do well with those. Whereas Dark Broly, yeah, you can do like a lot of stuff in one turn, but like it's generally the same things over and over again. So I ended up picking Dark Broly. Obviously, it worked out pretty well for me. But Mecha is probably the most fun deck for me to play this format.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
I also have a blast playing Mecha.
I just sleeved up Mecha the other day, and I was like, man, this is
and it looks fun. It looks so pretty.
Yeah, I say like
the cards.
Absolutely.
The deck's real fun. I don't like the slug stuff though. Like I'm not really a fan of playing that version of the deck.
No, I tried it and cut it after the first day of testing.
I was like, this is not fun at all. Like it's like
I love that engine. Like when I was testing pre-release of set 12, it was destroying everything rogue, but it's not very good against
everything rogue anyway though.
right, pretty much. But it's not good against Dark Broly, Red Broly. Like if it's not good against Triangle, then there's no reason to play it.
It's not even good against Turles. Like I thought it was. I was like, this is not that good. Turles just if it has one fruit in hand before you get it online, that thing's
there's still a 10K anyway.
That thing's dead. So it doesn't even matter, right?
Even if it's there.
Huh?
Even if it's there. Mecha Freeze doesn't have combo power. You get that attack through?
Yeah, but you can't add fruit to hand though if it's on the board. So.
Yeah, but you already got it though.
Yeah, you already got it. So you just fruit over it. Yeah, and you're fine. So I was like, I'm not a fan of this. But anyways.
I'll pick a question because I like where you're going with that, Mike. What we'll do, we'll wrap this up maybe with a couple questions that we have. So Joey, we do a segment called Monaka's Delivery Service. And we basically do it's like listener Q&A. So we have a thing in our Discord where once you get to level 7 in our Discord, as you interact, you can ask questions that we answer on the podcast. So I'll let me hit you with one of those. Oh, okay. This is kind of on theme for what we're just starting to talk about. He just wants to know favorite card art for Super Rare, SPR, and SCR.
Oh man,
which is that's a loaded question.
You know what's funny is I was literally just thinking about this like yesterday, the day before, and now like my brain is like blanking. Okay, let me give me a second. I swear I was just talking about this too. Like I was just talking about God Breaks on Goku. That's one of them. Like that card looks amazing. The other one too. I think it's from the same set. That's Frieza 7-drop.
Oh yeah.
SPR.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That dude looks super nice. Yes, that dude looks super nice. And then
I actually just picked that up today. Like this morning.
That's a good pickup. That's a good pickup because that card's probably going to keep increasing in price. And then the Majin Vegeta from set 11, I think that card, I think no one's questioning that card looks dope.
Really?
But you know what, actually? Well, you don't like it?
We hate that.
We hate it.
I thought the art was amazing when they showed the picture of it, right?
Online.
Oh, you guys are snapped.
I opened my case and I was like, why is this so flat?
Bro, the gold, they didn't do the gold right.
Yeah, they messed up the gold big time, bro. But I mean, the concept of the art is dope, right? I definitely, the picture of it was great.
Maybe that's what it is for me. Because I'm just envisioning the scene. Every time I look at that card, I'm just envisioning the scene in my head. And it's like, dude,
amazing.
This dude, man, Vegeta, best dad. Oh my god. And then actually the set 12 SPRs, like the unisons, I love them all. Like I think the King Piccolo one is dope. I think
it is nice.
Yeah,
I got a whole page of those.
The Piccolo Junior one as well. Like they're dope SCRs.
See, I like the Piccolo Junior one better than the green one.
No, the green one's better, bro. Mm-mm. That dragon in the back.
The green one, they didn't. It would be one of my favorites if they positioned him weird, bro. I don't know. I can't explain it. They like put him too far to the side.
Yeah, he's all centered, but I don't care though. Like that dragon's needed.
It fucks with me.
Speaking of being too far off to the side, that actually reminds me of my least favorite SCR, which has got to be SS4 Vegeta. Like the way they did that image, he's like
they fucked that up.
You are insane.
No, they fucked that up.
SS4 Vegeta, he himself is just too small.
Yeah, he's
whereas
too small.
like the ape is huge. Yeah,
I'm with you, Joey. I'm with you on that one. I'm huge
against both of you,
SS4 fan. So when they like SS4 Vegeta, and I got the card, like, why the fuck is he so far away?
I was able to turn the table. I was able to turn the table away from the Majin Vegeta discussion. Very good.
But what's another question? One of these guys got? Hold on a second. I'm looking in the mailbag right now.
There's an ass ton this week.
They asked a lot of questions. Here it goes. He goes, which forgotten engine or theme would you like new support for?
Forgotten engine or theme? This is a weird one. I think because there has been recent support for this, but like Bardock's crew, man, they just need a leader. Like they either need a leader.
Yeah, say like the new battle cards were great. You are right, but that leader is terrible, bro. They need a reboot.
The battle cards are solid. They're super solid. The leader though, like okay, they either need a new leader or they need a result of training for the archetype. Like if you could flip that leader early with like high life and then just like crit negate attack, that would make the effect of the leader actually good, right?
That would be great.
So
sick.
Like I think if you do it in archetype results of training just for that leader, it'd be cool. For the longest time, you guys pay attention to the details, so you might have actually remembered me talking about this. Like in many videos, I've said give Bardock's crew a blue-yellow leader because why on earth is Raiders Warcry? Why is Raiders Warcry a yellow leader only card, but it's still a Bardock's crew? Like that doesn't make any sense.
That was dumb of them.
So. But I understand why they probably don't want to make. I bet you honestly they probably had a blue yellow Bardock's crew leader in the works, but they Surge is too broken, so we're not printing this.
Maybe it's coming though. Multicolor is coming back.
I'd say, well, the thing is they messed up right by making Kefla the Surge leader. That deck is terrible. That deck, that leader, all of it's just bad. That should have just been Bardock.
Absolutely, the color combination is broken, but like the leader itself and the archetype, is not great.
Yeah, so I'd say they should have definitely just made that bar. I mean, I think we're gonna get Surge cards back. I looked at the GTS distribution letter, and it's a bunch of multicolor stuff supposed to be coming out in the next 3 Unison Warriors waves coming. So I'm just gonna assume Surge is coming back, or at least just a multicolor leader thing. Maybe not a Surge leader, but a multicolor leader just in general.
It's just so weird because like Surge leaders have either been ridiculously broken, aka Piccolo and Goku, or very very bad, and like you have a few in the middle, like. Broly was very playable for a while, so that's a good example. And like, I don't even look at Invoker as a Surge deck. I just look at it as Invoker.
No, it's just Invoker.
That's not a Surge
it's not
deck.
A Dragon Ball deck.
It doesn't
do
anything Surge related wise to me. It's just
like Invoker, Vegex at its prime, decks like that. They aren't Dragon Ball decks. Like you can't compare them to anything.
Yeah, it's cheating a lot of energy.
Yeah. All right, and then one last question from the viewers, and we'll let you go because I know you're a busy man. You said if you had a choice to unban, unlimit, or unerrata any card, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh man, so I don't know about this because to be honest, I really like a lot of the stuff they've done. Like obviously, Gogeta 7 never ever bring that card back. Bardock Progenitor is one that like people always talk about. Like there's arguments like it could be broken. There's arguments that it could be fine. Honestly, probably at this point in the game, it's probably fine. I don't think it's really going to make too much of a problem. But then again, we're getting lineage support in this new set, so that could very easily change, right?
That's more reason to unban it, right? Because you printing more lineage support.
Yeah, if they want to pull the Konami, then they can totally just like unban Bardock.
So they
can totally unban Bardock and push sales.
I want Android 21 to be unbanned. I feel like that was unjustified when they did it. I was like,
bro, you ask me, bro, just make it ultimate. Just make it a secret rare, and sure, you can have it back.
Yeah, if you got to put ultimate on, you got to put ultimate on. I'll accept that, right? Like, limit it to 1 or whatever. Don't make it a secret rare. I don't want to have ultimate. Just limit it to 1 because I still want to play other SCRs. So hold on.
That's been my thing for a long time. Like, if a card in this game is powerful enough to be restricted to 1, just make it an ultimate. Because I don't know, what's the point of having like this stupid powerful one of, and then this other stupid powerful one of that actually says you can only play one in your deck. You know what I mean? Like,
oh no, you're not wrong. I've been on the fence that they need to change how the word ultimate works in this game. I think ultimate should work for you can only have one of that character in your deck.
But then you could have more other basically SCRs in your deck.
Yeah, but you can only have one of that character. So like I couldn't. Let's say if I had an ultimate, it was a Vegeta. I could play no other Vegetas in my deck though. Like you could. I don't know. Man.
I don't know. That seems a little obscure, just because like. I don't know. Then you could play Kai SCR, and then you could play like the Boo, like in Turles, for instance. Like Kai SCR and Boo SCR are both quite good. Yeah. Or even like Primal Carnage. Like you could play in your crazy world. You could play Primal Carnage, Boo SCR, and Kai, and really not be punished, because like who cares about those characters, right? Like those characters don't get played.
That's what I like to hear.
And you can play Celzino. If you were able to play Celzino and Turles, you could play all four of those dudes.
I'm trying to do that.
Mike started smiling a little bit, and as Joey talked about all the SCRs, you just saw Mike's smile just grow bigger. I felt like I was watching the Grinch movie, bro.
Yeah, it's like my binder is filled with these cards, bro. Like I need to play with them. I want to put them in decks, but there's only, I don't know. I want to play with my cards. I'm looking for ways.
Bro, you are snapped.
Hey man, it's never gonna happen. And I know for a fact it wouldn't happen, but it's just like I want to play with my cards. I know you own a lot of the cards in this game. You probably own most of them. You just want to play with your cards? Yeah,
I do. You know what? I was just thinking about that. I was like, damn, I have all these collection binders. The number one thing that sucks is that like when I moved home from school, like I don't have a locals anymore. Like I had a cool local scene in Boston. Now in New Jersey, I have no local scene. So yeah, my cards more so now are just sitting, which really sucks. But
I say there's no locals in Jersey. I thought there was. Where are you at in Jersey?
So I'm in northern Jersey. Like I'm right next to New York City. But like the problem is driving into New York City. You're in the mountains,
bro.
Not really. I'm in I'm basically in the New York City suburbs. Like that's like anyone like who works in New York lives in my area if they don't live in New York already. But the problem is like New York locals are close mileage wise, but driving there is miserable. It's at least an hour to go 20 miles.
Yeah. I was up there, and what's the name of that area? It's got Jersey Dog. You know Jersey Dog, the restaurant. You know what I'm talking
about? No. Was it Northern Jersey or Central Jersey?
It's like an hour from Newark, like an hour north of Newark.
An hour north of I'm about 30 minutes north of Newark.
So yeah, I drove past you. So if you go about 30 minutes more north, there's this place called Jersey Dog. They sell fried hot dogs. They call them Thumans. Oh my God. So good.
Interesting.
I say it was beautiful up there, man. Like I went up there to have a good time. I was like, I just needed a break from like life, to be honest, And I just went up there, hang out with some friends. I didn't realize where they like really lived at until I got there. I was like, this is like in the mountains. It's just quiet. It's just a good time up there. And
so you might have actually been like closer to PA then, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, the friends I was with, they said that we can get to New York in like 30 minutes. That's what they had told me. So I don't know.
Okay, so I'm thinking, I'm thinking you're a little bit, because I'm like northeast New Jersey. You were probably northwest is what I'm thinking. But
okay,
I don't know.
I say, but like I know that like the Atlantic City side of Jersey, there's some locals over there because every time I go to Atlantic City, I always look up locals.
Yeah, no, there actually are like nice locals down there, but that's like 2 hours south of me. So.
Yeah, dang. Jersey's really long. Like you would think New Jersey's a little state.
Yeah.
It's really long because when I drove to Newark from Atlantic City for that I don't know what we call that tournament. The tournament at that computer science gaming place.
That 1K. Yeah.
It was such a long drive. I said, "Holy shit!" I thought it was gonna be quick. I thought Jersey was a little state. I was wrong.
Yeah, it's about 4 or 5 hours to get from like top end to bottom end. Yeah.
Dang. But it was nice having you on, man.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Hopefully I see you in I know I'm gonna see you in Miami. Not hopefully, I know. I already booked my flight and everything, so I'll be there.
Me too.
I say I'm trying to hang out. Hopefully I can find this Digimon movie so we can watch it. So that way we're not watching Tenet over and over again.
I can't watch that movie again, bro. I can't.
Oh man, I said that was a fun trip, bro. That was definitely a fun trip.
It was really fun. It was really fun.
I learned some things about some people I had no idea. That story in the pool that our friend was telling with the hair, I was like, that's real crazy.
Yep.
I was like, when I left that night, I was like, I would have never thought that. Like, never would have thought that. But I say so. It was nice having you on, man.
Any shout outs you want to give or?
Yeah, absolutely. So shout out to you guys first and foremost for having me on. I really do appreciate it. It was a ton of fun, ton of fun. Shout out to my team for being awesome. Shout out to MRG because they're legit as well. Shout out to PPG for throwing good tournaments, and see you guys in March.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, bro. Make
That's
sure
your team is Crossworlds TCG now, right? Like that's what y'all are going by.
Yeah. We basically just adopted the channel name. Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to make sure because I was like, someone was still calling out Shinron Lair the other day, and I was like, I don't think they're Shinron's Lair anymore. And it was a lot of confusion in what they were saying to me. I was like, it's not adding up, but I'm pretty sure it's Crossworld TCG based off what I saw on the YouTube channel. So, but all right.
But make sure if you're listening, go subscribe to Joey. He has like
best YouTuber for the game out there.
There's ever been.
Yeah, I say like
the GOAT.
I love my boy Trevor over at Broken Honor, but Joey's the man. The best content. Hey
man, I'm happy that more and more people are stepping up to the plate. Like I do see it, I do notice it. It's very, very cool to see more people. Like I've seen Broken Honor, I've seen UniX, like all that stuff is really cool.
Yeah, I say, but nobody can compete with you, Joe. You're the man, bro. I say you got the content because you give the stuff for like the casual players, and then you also give stuff for the competitive players. It's like a real good blend.
Yeah, like you give just enough for the casual, but the fact that you are such a great player, it like the competitive stuff is just it's too good. No one,
I haven't seen a bad video from you in a long time.
Oh dude, sorry, you make me blush, man.
So what?
What was the bad video? Lay it on me.
The bad video was the one where you were giving out strategies to help against I forget what deck it was, and I was like, you just forgot like 5 cards, bro. Like,
oh damn.
But I mean, it wasn't like bad. It was just like, damn. I was like, you really forgot 5 cards, but it was still good though. But I'm sure that video helped somebody. But I just know you forgot 5 cards. It was old. I mean, it's like way back. Like it's like cards to answer Shinron Gogeta. It was like a video about that, I believe. And
interesting. Okay, yeah. Luckily, it's nothing too recent. Very good.
No. That's what I said a long time. It was old, bro. It was super old. Because it's like when I first started watching your video. You first started watching something on YouTube. Like you're looking to not want to watch it. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Like that's just how I am. I watch a lot of stuff and I'm like, I don't want to watch this, but I'm gonna watch it. And then I was like, damn, these videos are so.
The most Mike thing.
I was like, these videos are so fucking good, bro. And then you're like giving like a answer to the format to like this deck. I want to say it was Shinron Gogeta, and you just left cards off. Like it was. I was just like, I even wrote in the comments. I was like, you left these cards off, and you're like, oh yeah, I did miss those. It was nothing. But I'm gonna find the video, bro. I'm gonna message it to you. I was saying, you like, oh yeah, I did miss these cards. I said,
message to me with a timestamp and everything. I want to see it.
I got you, bro. I said, like, other than that, like videos are great though. I said, like easily the best, bro. Easily. I said, I'm always honored.
I don't know how you can be playing Dragon Ball
and not pay
attention to Crossworlds.
I used to subscribe to the Patreon.
Funny story. I actually meant to bring this up earlier. Sorry, Joe. We're like holding you way too long.
I'm chilling, bro. I'm having a good time.
So I have your video. I watch every video right when it comes out. Like you're one of very few YouTubers. I will listen.
Yeah,
to
I get the notifications every time you drop a video.
Me too.
I'm like, I gotta watch.
Like, yeah, there are very few people in this game that when they talk, like Sublet. If Sublet talks, I sit down and I listen. Same thing with Joey, right? So I always have it playing on our TV down there, and every video starts off with a whatever your little intro is, and then it goes, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Literally every time now, my girlfriend will come out and be like, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Every time. And she gave me a present, right? She gave me a present, and it was it's actually pretty cool. I'll probably post up on the Discord a picture of it. You know, the picture she had made.
Yeah,
it's a picture of me and her, but dressed up as Dragon Ball characters on a Nimbus cloud. And on the back, she put "to my favorite Dragon Baller." And I said, "Holy shit!"
Oh no, that's awesome, dude. That's so sick.
Let's say, I say, I was about to say something, bro. Damn, I got fucking amnesia. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, I haven't eaten today.
But
yeah.
Yeah, man. You guys gotta go support his Patreon too. Actually.
Oh shit. Yeah.
That stuff really helps. Like
it does. It really
so
does.
Much,
I say, like,
I told people off in the community page that tried to tell him that he was charged to do. I said, bro, you have no idea what you're talking about. Actually, I became a Patreon member to you, Joey, because of that guy. I don't know if you remember this. This was on the discussion group. Some guy was going off about you, and I said,
I do remember you commenting in defense of me, and I do appreciate that.
And I literally that day, I don't know why, I got real worked up about that guy. I don't know why. I don't usually get worked up. I was just real mad. I was like, this guy puts the best content out here. You're trying to give him shit. I was like, I'm gonna go be a Patreon member. So I went on that day, and I was like, I got to give this man money because he works way too
It's
hard.
it's such a fine line. Like, I get where the people are coming from when they're like, oh, the Patreon stuff is all bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get where they're coming from, but like,
not your stuff,
like,
though.
No.
Not your stuff.
How much time do you put into it?
I gotta say,
Like the channel, Patreon, everything. Like, how much time do you spend? It's got to be insane.
Right. Like, I gotta say it's at least 20, 30 hours a week. Like, part-time job level for sure.
Yeah.
Which is fair because that's like the type of revenue I'm bringing in. Like, I would say it's equivalent to like a part-time job. So that's like, it is a lot of work. My thing too is, like, I was talking earlier about how I write comics. I'm trying to write comics, right? So I'm definitely, I think, much more of a writer than like I guess you could say like a YouTube personality. Like, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys read the articles. Like, I think when I put things down written, I think it comes off very clear. Sometimes in videos, like, I don't know, maybe I jumble, maybe I go on tangents. I don't know. What do you guys think about my articles versus my videos? What do you guys think? Let me ask you guys a question on your podcast.
I think that the articles are better than the videos, but the videos are good though. But I read the articles all the time. Like, you save me time. Like, you'll tell me strategies and like you'll go over matchups. I no longer have to do it because I can trust what you wrote and told me. So I'm like, thank fucking God. That's play testing I don't have to
There's
do.
very few people though that you can actually trust.
I don't trust most people. To put in perspective, you're the only person I trust.
I greatly appreciate that.
Like, I mean, I really mean that. Like, you're probably like, he's just fucking around. No. I play a lot. Like, I literally play a lot of Dragon Ball all the time. Like,
you and me both, man.
Yeah, and I'm like, I know for a fact that he plays a lot of fucking Dragon Ball. And then, like, I have been feeling that for over a year plus now, right? Because I'm reading your Patreon article, I'm like, damn, all this shit is good. And then, like, huh?
Go ahead. Sorry.
I said, then when we were in Miami and I played your Gogeta deck, I said, oh, this man really does play fucking Dragon Ball like that, like I thought he does. Because I just say that for you to have that deck sleeved up and on you, right? I'm like, you have to be playing Dragon Ball. Like, you just have to be, right? That's like, because nobody just has that shit that's competitive player. Like, they're like, oh yeah, I got this goofy ass deck on me and I just like happen to have it. No, that's because you play. Like, so,
and coming from me, like, I trashed that deck. I trashed that deck so hard in 11, but like, when that Piccolo Unison came out, it was like, yeah, this deck is a lot better now. Like,
and that's a sign of that you play the game, right? Because you know that Unison made the deck better versus like somebody else who just like played it one time, was like, oh, this deck sucks. They would have never went back and tried it. So I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, this guy's playing Dragon Ball and I fucking love it. That's like,
tell me if you guys get this from the articles too. But this is one of the number one things that I've been trying to push, and I think you guys have kind of also like hit it on the head. Like, so many players I know, like, obviously being in the YouTube scene and being in the competitive team scene, like, I get to talk to a lot of the high level players, and like it's really a card game thing in general that I don't know why, but when someone has an opinion on something relating to a card game, their opinion is gospel, and you cannot like say anything against it or you are wrong. And that's just how so many people, like, good players, bad players, that's how so many players in all card games think. And like, that's one of the biggest things I've been trying to write on the Patreon is like, do not fall victim to this. Like, keep an open mind. Like, there are decks out there you don't know about. There are strategies out there you don't know about. Like, you might think this matchup is this way, but it could also go this way given different texts and stuff like that. Like, I really, really dislike that one track mind way of thinking where like, and so often I hear it too, like, that deck can't beat this deck. Have you ever tested the matchup? No, but I know what all the cards do. Well, you might actually play it and find out that there's this thing you didn't account for that changes that. Like, I don't know. Like, it's crazy to me, but that's one of the biggest things I'm trying to promote. Like, open mind thinking.
I get that from your stuff. At first, I didn't really get that too much from your stuff. Like, but lately, like probably about the last 6 months or so, I do get that from your stuff. Before it used to be not like, oh, I'm right, you're wrong, but it was like, okay, this is just, these are my thoughts, here it is, right? And now it's like you're more open-ended with it. Like, so I'm like, yeah, I definitely get that what you're saying though.
No. And that's definitely me growing as a player as well. But like, I just hear it all the time. I'm just like, I just don't agree with this. Like the Red Broly being tier 0 thing and this matchup being unbeatable to that deck. Like, there's just so many ways. And trust me, when we're in a tier 0 format where some deck cannot be beat, I will be the first one to be on my YouTube channel crying about it. But like,
I can actually point out where the change in your philosophies, in your writing changed. Actually, it was probably about 2 months after you played Kid Coup. That's when you started changing how you were writing. It's probably about 2 months after that.
It's funny because like looking back, I don't think that was like, maybe it's not correct to say this, but I really don't feel like that was a tier 1 deck in that format because Shenron Gogeta was winnable, but it was very hard to win that matchup. Like I beat 2 in Swiss and then lost in top 4 to that deck, right? So, but I just felt like, you know, I was very experienced with the deck and I knew what I was doing. My build was tailored for that format. Like, yeah, maybe that was when I had to change, but I just really don't like that one track mind way of thinking.
Yeah, I feel like that's when your writing changed. Like definitely start like having like the open-ended part where you're like certain things could change things and you're right. But your articles, man, they're the best, bro. I've subscribed to only you now, but I used to be subscribed to everybody. When I say everybody, I don't mean every single one, but everybody who you would say counts as a big name player or team, right? And your stuff's the most useful. I'm not going to put anybody down, any brands or anything, but like your stuff's the most useful. It's very accurate. It's very good. I just hate when I read somebody's stuff and it's a lie. Like
they're just doing it to put content out because
lie.
I feel like they owe people something. So they're just writing stuff.
I remember reading somebody's stuff one time. And I said, man, this deck seems kind of wild in theory. I put the deck together and it was not wild at all. But they had made it like it was so good. And I was like, oh, no, they lied to me. This is definitely just all a lie. So I knew that they just theory crafted it because it's in theory, it sounded great. But they didn't actually play it. So half the article they wrote was trash at that point because it wasn't true. But
yeah, no, I mean, you guys see this and like I do post decks on the Patreon. That's not my typical type of Patreon content. Usually it's like more theoretical content and stuff like that. But I do post deck lists on the Patreon, but I only post them there if I've tested them throughout. Like I know like, okay, this is the build I like. And of course things can still change. Like I posted a mecha list on the Patreon. It was playing the Slug Engine. And like I said, like it was cleaning up rogue decks, but like I ended up cutting it in the future because it wasn't that great against the triangle, right? So you learn more and you make changes going forward. But I try to keep the deck list thing on Patreon to a minimum if I can help it. Mm-hmm. But
I say so.
Hopefully they're playable decks.
Moral of this conversation: follow this man on Patreon.
Yeah. You'll get better.
You'll get better, bro. You know, YouTube videos will take you from being like a 2 or 3 player to like a 4 or 5. But the Patreon will take you to like a 6 or 7. Guaranteed to get your invite to the next Nats. If you read his Patreon.
Guaranteed to top a webcam tournament.
Guaranteed. Everybody who's read it has topped the webcam tournament.
I really appreciate it, guys.
No problem, man.
But yeah, bro. I guess anything you want to add, Mike?
Nah, it's Chipotle. It's calling my name real bad, bro.
I'm so hungry.
What, you eat lunch yet, Joey?
I did actually. I had some Chick-fil-A right before I got on call with you guys. So
smart man.
I am good for the moment.
I did not know. Are you a sandwich or a chicken tendy guy?
I'm a tendy guy. I'm a tendy guy. Occasionally I go for the sandwich, but I'm a tendy guy.
I knew
tendy and fries.
I say I look at this guy. He's ripped. He looks like he eats a lot of protein. He don't want those carbs from that bread.
See, that's what's holding me back, bro. I'm the sandwich guy.
You gotta be a tendy guy, man. That's how you get the muscles.
I'm a tendy guy, but I'm also a double order fries guy too. So
you can't turn that.
I'm getting the carbs. Don't worry.
All right, man. I'll see you in a couple weeks, bro.
Sounds good, guys.
Yeah, man. Great having you on. Talk to you later.
Hey, thank you. Bye.
Problem on my back every day. I got to shed this weight. I try whatever I